So percussion, to keep percussion interesting in the unpitched area, what I find is stacking things and ever changing things so you don't just like loop everything the whole time. So we could do something with snare. I don't love snare drums, so I'm just not even gonna bother. Sometimes I like, where is it? So sometimes that's kind of nice for taikos, so maybe actually don't love it that much. It might be okay for the roll into it. Yeah, that's okay. Let's see if we can make all of this a little bit bigger. So let's just start stacking stuff. Vibraphone hits. Let's go ahead and I want this idea of the celesta definitely to be doubled though some. See if we can get all of this whole thing. Velocity. Interestingly, my sustain is not there for that whole first part of it, which is really problematic because it needs to be, which makes me wonder if it's not here. Yeah, it's not. So it needs to be for that too. Yep. Let's take one of these reverse things again. I'm just going to duplicate it and bring it over here for when we transition into the section. And we can keep it back on C, I think. Yeah, it's fun. Probably just go ahead and duplicate this bass drum as like every other thing there. Just for fun, sequence loop 2. I'll have it come in the second time, so we're building even more texture. Yep, put that in real quick. And then for these four, I'm just gonna have that duplicated. And that's going to all fade out. I do think we do need some kind of something like that. Trying to make it sound faster, busier, more interesting. So I need like 4 bars of C basically. It's going to be quite difficult to make that happen, but we'll see. No, already didn't like that. So don't love it. That's actually kind of pretty, actually. I want these to be higher velocity, though. hear that in context. Yeah, and then the whole... This whole thing needs to be like basically shifted down to B flat, except it needs to only be diatonic things. So I mean, it doesn't have to be only diatonic things, but I would only want it to be diatonic, which that works just fine. And then it would be the fifth of B flat, so that would be shifted down to F, because that was my idea there. So that's actually all fine. Yep. Yeah, something like that. Oh, actually, this was based around G anyway, which is what that chord is. Yep. I don't love this marimba thing, just hitting those chords, so let's see if we can get this marimba screaming. And then on the end here, it's actually a G5, by the way. It's sometimes octaves are read the European way because this is Cubase and they do that. So that's a little square, I'm not gonna lie. Little bit square. Let's have it F and E flat, and then I'll just copy this information to there. Oh, to here. Up an octave probably. Yep. I want something else giving me like a triplet feel here. So what are we not using? Xylophone. So I wonder if I can just do like some xylophone hits on giving them a delay. So let's get like a delay on here. Let's do like a triplet quarters, I think. Yeah, that's cool. So something like yeah. I fudged it a little bit in how I played it, but it's working. And that's on 16th notes, I think. Oh gosh. Yeah. And then I have to do it with the B flat too, so it's gonna be yep. And then that needs to last like 2 bars or whatever. Doesn't really matter. And then I guess theoretically if we wanted to be interesting we could make it an actual dominant 5, but I'm not gonna. So I want to do, or maybe, yeah, I like that better. Something like that. Except I didn't move that appropriately. Right. It's not played very well, is it? Alright. Yep. Actually, I want to cut these out here. Let's cut these, I think. Let this last little line do the thing that the line wants to do. Cut these. Cut these, cut these. Let's see if we can really make this pop here. Yeah. And then maybe I swell into that. I might cut it sooner. Yeah, it could go either way here, but I think what I want to do is swell into that. And this time we will move them down 5 semitones to bring them down to G. I wonder if, I don't know, do I like it better? No. Maybe I don't want this on G. Maybe because it's not actually on G anyway. It's like a cymbal hit. And maybe I want this up 7 instead, so that it's up the octave. Yeah, that's way cool. And then I want everything, I think, to hit that. So. Yep. Go ahead and quantize that. Same thing with this. Quantize it, put it in. Critalis, wherever the heck those are. Yep. And then, what is this? Xylophone. That's the weird one though. So we'll just do a regular hit on that. Yep. And then everything else is hitting, I think. Yep. I need that hitting, Probably want this to hit right there too. Just gonna take whatever the low note there is. It's fine. That hit. Don't even know what this is, but I probably want it to hit right there. Probably want that hit. All the big hits is what we want, basically. It's actually a good point of what I just noticed there is the velocities on these are not super changing. So actually I'll get into that in a second. Let's just make sure all of these are hitting and I have everything that I want. Yeah, those loops are ending. Okay. What are you doing, Jacob? What are you doing? I need one like really big bass drum. Yeah, I don't have a bass drum hit there. I knew something was missing. I'm missing a taiko too. So that's not a perfect mix or anything like that. If I were mixing this, I'd probably bring up the pitched percussion a little bit and bring down the unpitched percussion a bit. But I think what we've got here is kind of an interesting piece of music overall. Actually, we wrote like 2 minutes of music. In how much time was that? Let me check real quick. Hour 15? That's not bad. 2 minutes of music in an hour 15 using just a few instruments. So definitely not bad. I actually kind of like that tail there. If I just threw on some very quick mastering, oh gosh, that's going to take me more time because the unpitched percussion is way too huge right now. So I'm not going to bother with actually mixing this. So this is going to remain unmixed, but I think the general idea is working. We will listen to it. One of the things that I need to mention before we listen to it is I have all of my unpitched percussion. I want to make sure what I'm saying is true before I do this, but I'm pretty confident it's true. Yeah. So over here in Cubase, you have MIDI modifiers, which is basically the humanized function that you would find in other workstations like Logic or whatever, or Reaper or something. But basically, whenever I load up a template, I have all of my unpitched percussion to automatically have velocity and position have a variable range of +4 and -4, position +3, -3, and sometimes I adjust it based on the instrument itself, but or based on the piece itself. But what this does is essentially, if I do something silly, like just write in a whole bunch of velocities that are like essentially the same, right? It's going to randomize them, and it's going to randomize the position a little bit so things aren't perfectly quantized. You'll notice I'm quantizing things a lot. Percussion doesn't do a great job when everything is perfectly quantized. In fact, real percussion ensembles sound way bigger because of like how flams work and stuff. But real percussion ensembles sound way bigger when things aren't perfectly lined up. And that's the same reason. So like a flam, like a double hit that a snare drum or anything would hit, right? The reason flams even exist really is for it to be a bigger hit, because you can only hit like a snare drum so hard, right? But if you flam it, it sounds even bigger. That same concept is actually applied to large ensembles. So a very frequent thing to do is, if you have unpitched percussion ensembles, is to start like stacking libraries and stacking layers of rhythms so that they're like on top of each other, but then they're unquantized slightly on top of each other. And so it builds all of these interesting textures and rhythms and moving throughout. And you can even see as like certain things come out, certain things come in, which is pretty typical. If I wanted to make this even bigger, I would start copying some of these rhythms and then like put them into another library that sounds slightly different, put them into another library that sounds slightly different. And so if you want those like really, really huge, like cinematic Hans Zimmer-esque percussive walls, right? You would do stuff like that and start stacking things that way. But you definitely don't want them to be like perfectly quantized, and you don't want their velocity the same. So you can actually see the ones that are preloaded here from my template. If you look on the left, they actually all have, that one's not a preloaded one. I loaded this one in before we actually started. They have that randomization on there just to give things a little bit more spice. That is not true for my unpitched percussion as a default. But usually I'll go ahead and add that kind of stuff in last minute to just adjust things and whatnot. So that sounds slightly different. There is one thing I don't love here. I'm remembering very last minute now. This rhythm is kind of spicy against itself. You know what? I'm cool with it. All right, let's just listen to it from the true beginning, which is not there, but right here. Sorry, I've already made one note change. I've made another change already. See, sometimes you write and then you're like, I want to swell in on that. Hold up. Hold up, people. We just went into this and no one ever made a transition or anything? We just kept writing? How did my brain completely pass that? What I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a... Let's just keep writing. We write until it's complete. I want to do a 16th note step input right here, starting on 26. And we're going to do like a... But I don't think we're going to hit that last one. And bring the velocities up. I'm going to use my line tool to make this something like that. And something here is not hitting perfectly in time. Not quite sure what. Let's quantize that to the nearest whatever. Yep, okay. I think we need another hit here. So let's do like a, you know what? I can actually put another reverse here, but it's a reverse without a hit on it. So let's just, ear candy helps so much, y'all. And actually what I need to do is I need an actual cymbal hit right there. So we're going to have to make another one real quick because I don't want to be here all day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a drum kit. It doesn't really matter. Let's go modern drummer, sparkle kit, white kit, I guess. Well, I don't love any of these. Okay, sparkle kit. We can work with that. So what I'm going to do. So I'm actually going to keep that, but I'm going to render it into audio. So let's make sure both of these are some kind of light color that I can actually interpret. Then I'm going to take it, going to reverse it, I'm going to bring it over here, going to unmute that so I get the actual hit there as well. And then I'm going to reverb this out. So this is going to be cymbal reverse 2, not 21, 2. I'm going to reverb this out like crazy. So, right. So then theoretically these together. Not even sure I actually want this, but we'll see. Actually, we can get even fancier here. So I'm going to, right here on this track, I'm going to put that same reverb, but I'll actually show you guys how I'm doing this. Basically, I'm going to put that same reverb here, and then when we get to bar 26, which I will need to minimize that a little bit, I'll just count it because it's hard to show this on two different screens, but I'm going to have this off, and then I'm going to put it on. So I'm going to put this into write mode, then I'm going to hit play. Then I turned write mode, or I'm sorry, nope, I need write mode off, or I need that to turn off there. So what effectively I did was I was automating it, but like, so this doesn't, we don't want the reverb on here, but we want it on for this section. So we get a very interesting effect happening right there. And then actually, Crotalius, let's see if we can get a bowed Crotalius there. And I will put a big old fancy reverb on that, I think. not that one, the other one. Yep. Do the exact same thing basically. Yep. Yeah. So that's the idea. So all the transitions, all the ear candy stuff, you guys see how much just like putting a little bit of work into transitions really makes things happen. So this is working. I think in general, my unpitched percussion is just like quite a bit too much. So before I export this and send it and render the file, I'm just going to take all the unpitched percussion and bring it down a little bit. Everything else can stay because I'm not actually fully mixing this. But yeah, I would say that's a pretty good example of percussion and what you can do with just percussion. Actually, that's just unpitched percussion, pitched percussion, and a little bit of sound design stuff going on in there, which I would argue is a core part of percussion nowadays with swells, reverses, all the different things. So hope that was fun.